What's up, Champions fam? It's Zeke410 back on a brand new WWE Champions video, and we are in the midst of the very first ever Champion Superstar trial. And I am not going to lie, modern era trickster, zombie Aleister Black, fade to black, in my opinion, is hands down one of the best units in the entire game. This isn't me marking out. This is just me taking a step back out of the equation, looking at everything that I was able to do with this guy, thanks to him being given out absolutely free to everybody at 5-star bronze. I can't deny that this guy is going to be an asset to any roster. This isn't me saying spend all your disposable income, but this is me saying I have to acknowledge when a brand new champion, when an all new unit is exactly what they appear to be made out to be. And they said it in the blog. He was going to be top tier. And after running him a multitude of ways, I can't deny it. He is definitely a top tier, god tier champion when it's all said and done. Now, there's only going to be a handful of people that walk away with him. I know that a couple of people, even with the Red Skull shenanigans that were taking place with the medallion scenario, that's going to feed into another contest that ties in for ZAleister Black alongside this superstar trial. There have been people who actually got lucky and pulled the card of him, and I pray that they all took a screenshot. So Scopely, when they do remove the 5-star bronze variant of him, they do get to keep their 2-star version. But this guy, to me, is the answer to many prayers. He's a guy that I'm in awe of because I have always been a fan of the Trickster class, because to me, the Trickster class was the original class that basically had an answer to any and every scenario. They could steal health. They could cause bleed. They could utilize silence gems. They could use botch gems. Some of them are able to use a choose move. Sometimes they're able to cascade the board with multiple Zoal ZAleister Black literally is the epitome of the class. He represents the class in a multitude of ways, and I'm telling you right now, knowing that they gave us a free 5-star bronze champion, plus we were basically able to make back all the coins we invested into him tenfold and then some, that's a win. And to know that not only could we use him for the trial tour to get all the resources there, including a guaranteed legendary strap for any Aleister Black, whether it's Fade to Black, Root of All Evil, or NXT, to get those type of situations, the pumpkins as well, other opportunities at Zombie Triple H shards, or pulling a brand new 4-star zombie to your crew. This has been solid content, but to be able to use him even outside of that, the clear tours, the clear content that maybe you've been sitting waiting to figure out a way to overcome and conquer, this was definitely a solid outing. And the thing that gets me about him is he's just a hybrid of everything. He can take health. He can cause bleed. He has a submission. He's able to cascade the board. All the things I mentioned earlier. He truly shows what the Trickster class is capable of and then some. And I know there's going to be some champions out there that are going to be able to beat him. But as good of a champion he is, I'm also a tad bit terrified. Now, we're just going to go ahead and look at something real quick, okay? The moves that this guy has are just amazing. Literally, running the submission, the Call of Cthulhu, hitting the Black and Mass, an easy charge move. Okay, cascading the board, reloading the choose move green to make purples. You don't even need Acro Brian on him, because once the move's maxed out, you get enough purple gems to get it loaded up, and you can rinse and repeat here. No lie, this guy just has a build that was made to take anybody out. And again, like I said, you get those silence gems on the board, you turn them into green, you're able to cycle, get the choose move so you can get the black and mask off, and do it over and over. Continuous cycle, keeping the MP down, just dwindling health, dwindling move points every single turn. This guy is a problem. The jump in the fire, stealing health. That's another level, okay? This guy is bringing, viability to shield reigns with the health situation. This is absolutely crazy right here. Even this, it's a little bit of health, but it ends up being a lot when you got everything all together, because I believe Zombie Brian also plays a crucial role here with getting health back. Then you have the Brain Buster of Sorrow, an easy, quick charge move to load up the board with red gems. This guy has so many ways of being ran. The Call of Cthulhu, he literally turns the entire board into silence gems. Just like how Woken Matt Hardy could turn the entire board into color turn gems. This is something asinine. Only a handful of characters are able to flood the entire board like this, and you need to think about that. Showboat Godfather, turning the entire board into loot boxes for farming. Santa Claus Mark Henry, turning the board into botch gems. Woken Matt with the color turn, and now ZAleister with the silence gems. And even after they're broken from trying to get out of the submission when it comes to your opponent's turns, there are still plenty on the board to cycle your greens back if you're playing that build. He's just so viable. The bleed is deadly if you got Kairi Sane, if you got Architect Seth Rollins on him. There's just so many ways this guy can be ran that it's going to benefit you. And even the Blackout Rush, even if he gets stunned, with the right strap and metal combinations, let alone skill plates being involved, it doesn't matter if he's stunned. It doesn't matter. And some people look at it as a waste of having an anti-stun strap on him. I can understand that, especially, like I said, with everything else involved, perks, straps, and medals, he's going to be dealing enough damage that pretty much the stun can be dealt with, because the opponent, unless they're a top tier unit, they're not kicking out of that. They are not getting out of it unless they get real lucky with a board, or if they're strapped out of the wazoo too. And even then, it's going to be a very small chance of them getting out. And this guy's just a monster. He's a monster. The only way that I feel that he could have gone over the top, because the debate is still going to be there. Who are the best units in the game? Who are the best representatives of each class? For me personally, he is a top tier unit. There's no denying that. And everyone's going to have their preference, because it all depends on how you play, right? But looking at this scenario, I was able to clear so much content with him without even having perks active. So I already know, after seeing the gameplay for him from the broskies with perks, he's a true nightmare. He is going to be an issue moving forward in this game. And I know with this upcoming weekend's Flash Feud, people are going to be going in to get this guy. Whether it's pertaining to meta, whether it's pertaining to being a mark for Aleister Black, they did him justice the same way they did Keith Lee justice in this game. They put respect on his name. And no lie, Aleister Black is actually one of the few champions in the game that has multiple variants where all the variants are actually pretty good. You literally look at it. Number one is ZAleister. Second up is Root of All Evil Black. And then you have NXT Black. All three are powerful units in their own right, from a free-to-play to pay-to-play spectrum. They all deserve their proper spots in their classes and the overall collection of champions. No lie. The only way this guy could be even more busted when they released him is if they made the blackened mask. Hear me out here, because I know it's not going to happen. If they had the blackened mask not only make the silence gems into green gems to cycle, but if it literally did not make the pin bar move. If this move did what it did and also didn't make the pin bar move, continuous cycle, it would just be ridiculous. He would be able to get the sub back over and over again. He would be able to cycle over and over again. It would just be ludicrous insanity one way or the other. This guy's definitely a champion that can be utilized so many different ways. You saw the different moves: stealing health, causing bleed, making the entire board silence gems. So yeah, he's going to get a couple blows when an opponent hits him, but they're not getting their MP unless they're connecting new gems that fall down on the board. And he's able to cycle no matter what, one way or the other. He's able to get his reds. He's able to get his greens. He's able to get his purples. Multiple trainer and coaching abilities. This guy is another solid example of a champion who, if he's not God tier because of the moves alone, he is God tier in the sense of utility. You can use him for offense. You can use him for defense. You can use him to cycle. And then to think of the different type of tag team tandems he could be put into, it is a problem. This guy with Ciampa, come on now. This is another level. Or even a guy like new face of America, Kevin Owens. Why? Think about this. Kevin Owens, pop-up powerbomb finisher. You literally flood the board with all these silence gems, right? All these silence gems. Not only could he could basically load up new face of America, Trickster Owens' moves. He literally could put enough silence gems down on the board that when Kevin Owens hits that finisher, where bonus damage is dealt for every silence gem on the board, and you got somebody like Trickster Kane on him, the damage is going to be asinine. The damage is going to be ludicrous. There's so many ways, and look at it another way too. Looking at the Trial Tour, you went up against a bunch of champions that all utilize silence gems. He could take an entire board from Dead Man Taker and use it against him. It is just ridiculous because even if, they're my opponent's silence gems, they're not going to work for me. Yeah, they are, because I'm about to ZAleister you. Get my silence gems to fill up the entire board, and then I'm going to be able to cascade and do it over and over again. This guy is another level. I am in awe of him, but I'm also terrified of him. And this is why. I wish that with how broken this guy is, I wish that there were videos of how to beat him so people could know how to. Now, granted, there's a lot of characters out there, top tier, pay-to-play units that could beat ZAleister, I feel. But it would be nice to have that proof in the pudding, so to speak, so everyone could be at ease and know, okay, he's beatable. We're not going to enter a meta where he's wreaking havoc upon everybody. But at the same time, there's still an opportunity there for that to be done as we press onward in the future. But another thing that terrifies me is this. If this is the era of ZAleister Black, I am dreading and treading lightly on when they come out with the counter for ZAleister Black. I am saying it in my mind and I'm speaking it aloud. If he is this powerful in the land of the 5-star meta, that means there has to be someone out there, more than likely brand new, that's going to be able to take him down. And it could easily be a striker. It could easily be his class disadvantage. But what if it's a class that doesn't even have a tie-in of rock, paper, scissors format with ZAleister? What if it's a broken acrobat that can take him out? A top tier powerhouse after all the others that are already available. I sit back and I look at this guy and I'm like, he is proof of what the 5-star meta is and what it can be, but he's also evidence of where this game is headed. Because right now, there's only a handful of top tier units from different classes that I feel that could go toe to toe with this guy without issue. And this guy is a threat without perks, without straps. You throw that into the equation, feuds are going to be ran differently. Showdowns are going to be ran differently. Content is going to be a joke. No lie. It's going to be a joke. You're going to be able to steal health while bleeding someone out to death. You're going to be able to cascade the board multiple times over. You're going to be able to keep MP down one way or the other, whether through submission or through silence gems. He's a game-changing unit. And no lie, real talk, after seeing for myself, and after many of you have probably seen for yourselves, how crazy this guy is, I'm sitting back and am truly in awe of the fact of why did they nerf Zombie Reigns? Because Zombie Reigns, with that reversal, he would have been a solid counter against him. And Zombie Reigns is still good. He might have got nerfed, but he's still an amazing unit. But if you were going to drop this guy after Zombie Reigns, I don't even understand why you touched Reigns, because this guy is just as broken and it does not look like they are going to nerf him at all. So I'm literally just stuck right now because this is just one of those crazy units that I had to make this long of a video on. Absolutely, in my mind, one of the best units in the game at this point in time, and he hasn't even been officially launched yet. Remember, get your straps off of him, get your coaches and trainers off of him, because he will be removed before the next contest and the Flash feuds go live. So make sure to take care of any content that you need to. Make sure to get everything unequipped from him. But ZAleister Black gets 2 thumbs up for me. There's no way around it. Multiple builds, trainer and coach-wise, multiple builds, move-wise. Just an amazing champion. And literally, I like a character like this that embodies everything that their class represents. Because there's still some cool mechanics, still some cool moveset build types that have yet to be utilized in other classes, and I look forward to seeing it. I look forward to seeing where it comes. But no lie, if that blackened mask, turning all those silence gems into green gems, if that had the situation where the pin bar did not move, because you know it's a wild card every time, there'd be no denying the king of the tricksters, at least. And this guy's solid. He's certainly solid. He was worth the free trial for sure. I know a lot of people are going to be pulling for him. And a lot of people, some people, not a lot, but some people did get lucky and got the poster of him. So I hope that they were able to keep that screenshot, because this guy's going to clear any and all types of content for anyone who gets him. And I know for sure, if I don't pull for him this year, I'm definitely going to try pulling for him around the next time we have a zombie outbreak situation during spring break. But this is definitely a solid unit for anyone, and I hope that everyone was able to enjoy him. But with that being said, we got blitzes to wrap up. We got Flash feuds coming. We're going to have his official Mega Superstar loop banner be released properly. And after this Superstar trial for him, we're also getting another contest that's going to deal with the medallions that people were able to get from the Red Skulls. I'm looking forward to seeing how everything plays out. And if anything, even if I don't get to keep him, I am grateful for the simple fact that I got to play with such a top shelf unit. And I was able to get to League 16 finally. Like, literally being able to spend coins, get reimbursed them, and get extra back for taking care of a business with ZAleister was definitely worth it. Definitely a solid chance for people who might be low on coins. If you play everything right, you play your cards right, you'll walk away with more than you had starting out. And I did enjoy that. I really did look down upon the skull, the skull scenario where it wasn't that good. People were popping it open, didn't see an image or anything, didn't know if they could have easily pulled the poster for ZAleister, but since it didn't show up, it got turned into medallions, and Scopely's going to scope. It's no point of fighting and arguing about it, but I mean, there's pros and cons to anything that's a first time use, and this is definitely a solid situation and scenario. I look forward to seeing how things go moving forward within the game. But this is definitely a top shelf unit. Like, I can't say nothing really bad about him, aside from some of his animations are pretty long. But then when he's dealing with the type of damage that he does, when his moves are able to bring forth such utility, he is a monster. He is an absolute monster. And again, I didn't even use any perks, straps, or medals on him, and he worked wonders. Let alone with him strapped up to the wazoo, fully maxed, having a skill plate on him, perks max 2, he's going to be a problem, and he isn't going anywhere. But it literally does have me frightened to see what other type of units are going to be coming forth with the 5-star meta, because you got to think, 5-star bronzes are here, 5-star silvers will be launched later on down the road, and finally 5-star golds will arrive. And obviously things are going to change. People are going to change. They're going to throw out that random guy, like how the Brood Edge, solid unit, crap, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star gets a little bit more formidable. But then at 5-star, it's like a whole nother character. Junkyard Dog with gear, a whole nother situation. Even Macho Man, oh yeah. Dude, there's people that are going to be getting those crazy buffs as this meta progresses forward. But ZAleister definitely is one of those guys that is setting the standard of what to expect out of certain top tier units. And I can honestly say right now, just because of utility and everything alone, I feel personally he's up there with Hollywood Hogan. He's up there with Eddie Guerrero, Viva La Raza. He's up there with Big E. He's a solid trickster. If he isn't the king of the tricksters, he's definitely vying for that spot for sure when it comes to the male side of the locker room for sure. But what can I say? We all got a chance to use a top tier, god tier unit before it released. And I am actually still curious to see, because of how they had the blog set up with the information for the Flash Feuds, they didn't show a picture for his Mega Superstar loop banner. So I'm wondering, will he be the very first ever 5-star bronze Mega Superstar? It's a possibility, because that's where we're headed. But I've held out for long enough. This video's going on longer than need to. Flash Feuds, get ready to prep for that. Hopefully you're already prepared for everything. Got your champion sorted out. This trial is about to conclude, so do yourselves a favor. Take off your straps, unequip your coaches and trainers, but take a screenshot if you want to. Be grateful for the opportunity that we had. We didn't have to get this. I'm thankful for it. The contest was solid overall. A lot of people were able to get coins in a situation during a MLC where coins have been on the dry end of things. It's been a drought when it comes to the coins for resources and leveling up characters. So this was a solid shot for that. And being able to use them in not just the trial, but in all types of content throughout the game was a blessing in disguise for many. Hopefully you were all able to take advantage of this. But obviously you know what's up too. Given a top tier unit like this, they obviously are hoping for many to pull. And I'm not going to be surprised. I'm a fan of Aleister Black. All the way back when I was able to do the gameplay for NXT and Root of All Evil. I'm not against it. This is definitely a champion that deserves that spotlight the same way the Hogans did, the same way that other units deserve it. But tread lightly, be smart, have a good time, make sure that you got everything taken care of before the maintenance period takes place, so that way when everything's back up and running, you are good to go, and all your superstars are where they need to be. And if you did pull him at 2-star, make sure, I hope that you all did this. And if you haven't yet, and you do pull him and you saw this video, make sure to take a screenshot. Even go into the roster, show him to show proper amount of shards for him. However it goes, just show that you have him. So once they take the 5-star away, you have your ZAleister Black on your roster. But with that being said, y'all, bad times don't last, but champions do. This was a really long video on a champion. But again, this is the future. Broken units. I like units like this that have utility, offensive, defensive. They're solid in solo gameplay. They're great for tag team gameplay. There are multiple ways to work this champion in different scenarios and different situations. He's great for blitzes. He's going to be great for feuds. He's going to be great for showdown. He covers everything. He genuinely can be viable in all aspects of the game. Does get no better than that, other than, having that situation where the science gems turn into green gems and the pin bar doesn't move. But that's not happening, and it really does have me sit back looking at, if they were going to make him this top tier and this broken, and know that they're releasing him this broken, why did they nerf Zombie Reigns? Unless, of course, they knew that there were going to be levels to this, and they didn't want Zombie Reigns to be as OP as ZAleister, because then that's 2 god tier units within a month. But then again, they also gave us Zombie Taker and Zombie Kane at the same time too in a prior MLC. So I don't know, but to each his own. Mad love to each and every single one of you, my beloved #champions fam. Hope y'all are doing well. Be blessed always. Great unit. Solid little contest. Looking forward to seeing who else we might get a superstar trial for and see what comes with that. If they do this for TP as well, tokens, the possibilities are endless, y'all. The possibilities are truly endless. But I did enjoy this a lot, and I hope you did too. And leave your thoughts within the comments below. Let's chop it up. But until next time, mad love always. Peace.